What is up everyone, this is Scher talking and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I want to talk about Enhanced Princess Rapunzel. She's a normal premier gacha character, so she will be available in all banners and is likely the best healer in the game right now. She competes with Baymax, but I believe she's better in most situations. Okay, so what do we have with Enhanced Princess Rapunzel? It's a sheep party heal. And in this case, I have my Rapunzel with 1 limit break, so she already has her additional effect. Okay, at base level, the party heal costs 30 SP and will restore 40% of the max HP to allies. And also cure Paralyze. What is Paralyze? In this game, Paralyze is not that game changing. We can even click here on Other, and then we can click on Help and Tutorial. Then click on Help, and here on Battle we can talk about debuffs. And on the debuff part you see that Paralyzes means that a character have a set chance of being unable to act. So if you have Paralyze, I don't know the set chance, but in most games it's 50% chance to accept your command and 50% chance to not accept your command and do nothing. And there is stun, that the character becomes unable to receive commands. Strange, because in many games Paralyze is stronger than stun. And there is also a skill lock that prevents skills from being used. Okay, now that we know all of this, we can go back and discuss the character. Because Rapunzel can cleanse Paralyze at her base level, so even without any limit break, she cleanses Paralyze. But on the first limit break, she will also be able to cleanse Skill Lock. And as we see, Skill Lock is much worse, because it will stop you from being able to using skills. If your healer can also cleanse, it means that she can get you out of very terrible situations where the enemy did a big attack on you and also applied ailments. If you are skill locked, you won't be able to heal via skills, maybe with your miracle or with your passives, but it's super important to heal big values. Like here we heal for 40%. Okay, so on the second limit break, she increases the healing effect from 40 to 50%, and in the third limit break, she reduces the cost of the skill to 24. It's super important to have a premium healer. In the game right now, we only have Baymax and Rapunzel because their skills are cheaper. Look at Baymax, he also uses 30 SP to heal. But now take a look at someone else, like for example DJ Mickey, that is giving out for free. His healing is 40 SP, 10 points higher. That's not the case with buffers. For example, in the case of Daisy, she uses 20 SP in order to cast her skill. That's the same value as other buffers like Pooh. So a premium healer really changes how you fight boss fights. Okay, so now let's get back to Rapunzel. The case is that she heals a little less than Baymax because of her added cleanse. Baymax heals 50% instead of 40%. But he does not cleanse anything at the base level. But in the first limit break, Baymax will start cleansing stun. Stun is also very bad because it will stop you from acting. So any of those two can stop you in a big fight. Skill lock and stun. The difference between those two characters is the EX skill. Rapunzel one is much better, as her EX skill, with under 3 or more support effects, she will restore 10% of max HP to allies, any turn. While Baymax will then give you a party HP regeneration, level 2, for allies for 3 turns. That happens only every 4 turns. Meaning that when you start a boss fight, it takes 4 turns for Baymax to start using this. And that is not as great as Rapunzel, that can be healing your party every single turn. And not to say that it's super easy to have 3 or more support effects. Any buffer with 1 limit break will give you 3 effects, be it Genie, be it Pooh, be it Belle, or if you don't have any one of those limit broken, you can just bring 2 buffers and it will be super easy to work. Now, that is another reason why it's better to bring Rapunzel in most fights. If you are bringing Pooh, Pooh has level 2 HP regeneration, and that will clash with Baymax effect, that he gives HP regeneration on every 4 turns. So this is the same effect, meaning that it clashes with Pooh. If you are getting 10% extra via Rapunzel EX skill every single turn, you are actually compensating for the weaker healing, adding another cleanse, since she can cleanse, paralyze, and skill lock, 2 of the worst effects, although stun is also another bad one. That means that Rapunzel is slightly better than Baymax. And Baymax at no limit break is just a healing machine. He cannot cleanse anything, meaning that it's even easier to have a case for Rapunzel being the best one. Okay, now to discuss her EX skill and the best seed to give her as an ability. As you can see, she will trigger her EX skill most of the time easily, and that will recover 10% of max HP to allies. And you can improve that by giving her this ability, Heal Skill Effect Up. At 3 stars, it gives a 20% increase. So it won't make that 30%, it will actually make it 12%, and her 40% HP healing becomes then 48%, getting her closer to Baymax base level. So that is actually pretty nice, because she's healing every turn. You can also do something else. For example, you can bring a seed that will give her skill lock resist. At level 3, you have a full protection versus skill lock. And like I said, it's better than paralyze, because skill lock will fully block you from using skills. And many characters need to use their skills in order to be able to trigger their EX effects, while paralyze has just a chance to blocking your commands. But that is only if your Rapunzel has limit break. If she doesn't have limit break, then she can only cleanse paralyze, and that brings another build, paralyze resist, because she can be used for fights where the enemy can only paralyze you, for example. I don't like those that are way too limited to one ailment, because we don't know the future. Maybe one enemy will use 2 different ailments and she won't be fully protected. You can also do something else. For example, decrease the SP cost. For my bell, I have skill SP consumption minus 20%. That will decrease from 30 to 24. And if you have 3 limit breaks, it decreases even further. You can also get SP charge up. SP charge gives a flat 2 points in 1 turn, and then another 2. As much as 4 SP per turn can be generated into your Rapunzel. And she do not need to use her skill every turn. So when she is attacking, she is generating SP for other characters to cast their skills. And in a moment of desperation, Rapunzel can use her skill to cure and cleanse the party. Well, I guess that's it for the explanation of the character. Now let's bring her to a boss fight. I will be going versus Nick. Not that he's hard, it's just that he's the last one here. And now I'll be bringing Baymax in the squad as well, so that we can see the difference between those two. But just remember that Rapunzel here has 1 limit break. Also, like I said, it's nice to have a buffer that can buff 3 different effects, so that she triggers her EX. In this case, I'll be buffing with my 2 buffers and attacking with all the other characters. Especially in the start of the fight, you don't need to heal. Speeder is terrible, but it happens here in the start. We have 54 SP now, and we are healing, as you can see. I will be doing the same thing again. Buffing. And Pooh and Belle are very good to be paired up with Rapunzel. None of their buffs clash. piercing attack, it's very powerful because it ignores your defense. At this point, I could decide to heal with my Rapunzel, but I won't. I will be buffing with my 2 buffers again. One good moment to heal will be when we use the Miracle. Now the boss is on Rage. And at this point, you can see that she got inflicted with some stuff. Sadly, you cannot check. The game doesn't allow you to. But Baymax, for example, got paralyzed. And at level 3, you have 70% chance to not act. Okay, so I'll still be buffing with my main units and attacking with the remaining. Well, this type of fight you only need to do once. That's why I said that you may not actually decide to go for example, paralyze, resist, or anything. At this point, it is better to buff with Pooh and attack with the others. Those effects last for 3 turns, so Rapunzel will return soon. And her EX can still trigger, I guess, even if she's paralyzed, I'm not so sure. Next turn we'll be back fully. Yes. So, buffing again. As you can see, I did not need to use her main skill. We are healing via her EX trigger and via full HP regeneration. We broke the Rage Gouge, so now it will be much easier. At this point, we can just buff and keep attacking. Baymax is also giving HP regen, but in this case, like I said, it's not really necessary. Pooh is already helping, so Baymax is just here doing nothing. It would be much better to use someone else. Another damage dealer, maybe. Let's see, party heal every turn because she has 3 buffs. At this point, I can do damage with Peter Pan. So at the best build, Rapunzel does not need to use her action skill. Only healing the party passively. With the help of Pooh, of course, but it is what it is. If it works, use it. Well, that's the end of the fight as well, and the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you want to support the channel, we have links on the description. I hope to see you soon on the next video or live stream. Goodbye.